What's going on, everybody? I hope you were doing well. My name is Zach. Today is Monday, January 24th, 2022, and I am doing something a little different today. I'm doing a ride-along, but I also want to talk to you guys about some of the stuff that Uber Eats has been pulling. So buckle up, because this is going to be a bit of a rant. Before we get into that, though, I haven't gotten more than 5 hours of sleep in the last 4 or 5 nights, so I gotta stop and get a coffee so I don't crash the car, and I also need to put a little bit of gas in the car. So we will get into the Uber stuff here in a bit, and I will check back in when I get an order. Hey, good. Can I get a big ass coffee with just a little bit of ice in it?
Yeah, anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you so much. Thank you. You are a lifesaver. If you guys are new around here, make sure to hit that red subscribe button. If you do, let me know that you subscribed in the comments below. Tell me your name and the market you drive in, and I'll be sure to thank you in my next ride-along video. Speaking of wonderful people subscribing, we have Wendy. She said, "I'm new here. I'm an Uber Eats driver. Thank you for your tips and tricks." Wendy, you're welcome, and I genuinely appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing. We also have Bobby. He said, first-time viewer, subscribe from Houston, liking the personality. Bobby, thank you so much. I really appreciate you subscribing. I checked out a couple of your videos. You're quite the polyglot. Keep up the good work, man. All right, I got my first order of the day. It's Bob's Burgers and Brew, which is just up here, and it's going like 2 miles or something like that for $7. So very reasonable, and I will be there in just a moment. This person ordered a burger and some fries. I will never understand why people order that stuff on delivery. Even with the hot bag, by the time we get it to that person, it's usually colder than a brass bra in the winter. So whatever, easy $7 for me. So 7 minutes out, 2.8 miles, and I will check back in when this is done. All right, that's dropped off. It had a hidden tip. It ended up being $7.75, and it kept me in the area I wanted to be in. So that's awesome. I wanted to clarify something. In my last video where I was talking about every order I was sent for the day, I said I didn't want to go to that area a lot, and after watching it myself, I understand the confusion. I have very few bad areas in my market. It's just I don't like going to apartments unless I'm being paid more than more than a house typically, simply for the fact that it takes me longer to do apartments. So although yes, in that video there were a couple of areas that they were trying to send me to that I found sketchy, that I find to be sketchy, the majority of the time that I said I didn't want to go there, they were apartments or student housing, which has notoriously bad parking. Like, you can't find parking anywhere on student in the student areas. So just wanted to clarify that. Grubhub just sent me this pita pit. It is $9.41. It's going 4.6 miles. It's picking up downtown and dropping off kind of downtown for the drop off. It is a Monday, so I probably wouldn't do it on the weekend for that price, but parking should be a lot easier right now. I got the pita pit picked up. It is going 0.9 miles. It's going to take me 4 minutes. The lady that works there is just such a sweetheart. I love seeing her. Anyway, I will check back in when I get this done. All right, I got that pita pit delivered. I had to call the guy. The address had an apartment number on there, but I didn't see any apartments. It was just a house. So he told me that he didn't know how to change the address, and that he's run into that before. So anyway, got it dropped off, and I'm heading back to my waiting place, Barkley Village, and I will check in with my next order. All right, I got this Buffalo Wild Wings order. I was actually sitting here at the mall parking lot bullshitting with one of my driver friends. Buffalo Wild Wings is pretty slow on Grubhub, so I'm going to wait about 10 minutes before I even go inside, and I'll probably still be waiting. I will check back in when I get that one picked up. It pays to know your market. I walked in there just as she was putting the last item in that bag, so I had no wait time whatsoever, and now I am on my way to this person. I'm 3 minutes away, 0.8 miles, and like I said, it was like $10 or something like that, so I will check back in when this one's done. All right, those wings are delivered. I got a order for Fat Shack. It's going to a place called Linden. It's 1704 for 11.4 miles, and I'm honestly not stoked about it, but it's been pretty slow today, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take it. Hey, it's Zach from the future. What you're about to see next is a rant, and it's not a cheeky, like, like, screw this rant. All right, I got my Fat Shack picked up. It's going to take me 20 minutes to get there. It's going 11 miles. So I think this is the perfect time to get into the bullshit that Uber is pulling. They are starting to withhold information from drivers in certain markets if you don't maintain at least a 30% acceptance rate. They're hiding the name of the restaurant and the approximate delivery location. Let's start with the restaurant because that's my lesser of the two concerns. You know your market better than Uber does. Like, let's be real about it. Like, they can code algorithms and stuff like that. That's fine and well. But you have human intelligence that a computer does not have. You know if a restaurant is going to take 30, 45 minutes. You know if you see a certain person working, like, shit, we're going to be waiting a while. So you have a right to know where you're going to begin with. Personally, I'm a firm believer that we have a right to know the restaurant we're going to, the total payout without hiding tips, and the full delivery address. We need that information. But anyway, I digress. The hiding the restaurant is fine because you can see the address and you can just Google it real quick and just decide if you want to go and then unassign it if it's a place you don't want to go to. Where I take issue is not knowing where you're going until you have the food. This is incredibly irresponsible of Uber. This could put us in some very dangerous situations. Like they were starting to do this like accept cash on delivery stuff like a month or two back, and I had safety concerns about that as well. But this is like next level. Like if you have an area in your market that's prone to like gang violence or just really sketchy, like drug infested areas that you don't drive to, well, at the point that you have the food and you swipe ready to go, you're committed to that order now. You guys ever notice that when companies like DoorDash and Uber and Grubhub and stuff, when they want to line their pockets more, it's always the driver that foots the bill for that. We are the ones who are punished. We're the ones who take a pay cut. Everybody else's wages are going up. Meanwhile, ours are going down. And then they have the nerve to withhold information that we use to determine our safety. It's unacceptable. I'm not going to go quite as far as to say that I would completely stop driving for Uber. Honestly, I don't really think I would personally run into this issue too much because I think I've got at least a 30% acceptance rate on Uber. I don't know for sure, but I'd say I accept about half of what Uber sends me on a given day. But every time that, if they did this to me, every time that I went to or was being sent to an area that I didn't want to go to, I would be on the phone with them saying cancel the order. And it's also bad for the customers because if they had just waited for a driver that knew what they were getting into in the first place, they would have completed the order. But instead you've got some asshole like me on the phone like, hey, no. But they punish us like a regular employer would in the ways that they can legally punish us. Maybe some of you think I'm being a little bit too harsh about this, but I want to point something out. Uber, DoorDash, and Grubhub have a fleet of tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of vehicles that they didn't pay for, that they don't have to put gas in, that they don't have to insure, and they have tens of thousands of drivers that they don't have to pay an hourly rate to. They're not paying our hourly rate or our base pay. It's the customers. The customers are paying us, not the companies. And then they have the nerve to try to punish us for making a living. Meanwhile, they have hundreds of thousands of vehicles that are being used for their platform that they're not paying cent for. Rather than companies like DoorDash and Uber trying to punish the drivers for simply trying to make a living, perhaps they should strongly encourage their customers to tip appropriately. Then they would get their orders. If that customer starts to enter no tip, maybe consider putting a pop-up on there that says, hey, customers who tip between 20 and 25% get their orders much faster, and say something along the lines of, we can't guarantee that your food is going to be hot when you get there. And I think that the restaurants have a right to know that it's a no-tip order for us as well. In that case, they could just wait to start that order until they see that a driver is on the way. It's not fair to them that they could potentially be out the money for the food for that order because the customer didn't have the decency. Also, what tends to happen on Uber is they will put a no-tip order with an order where somebody had the decency to tip. And sometimes that's the only way they get those orders delivered. Anyway, that's my rant on what Uber's doing. I'm dying to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Well, that rant took a while. I am 3 minutes out now from dropping this off, 1.1 miles. I will check back in when that's done. All right, I got that fat check dropped off. It is currently 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now, so not expecting much when I get back, but yeah, I'm gonna head back to Bellingham and see if I can get anything. Since the last time we spoke, I got this $10.25 KFC order. It's going 5.2 miles. If you've been watching my previous ride-along videos, I talked about delivering to a little old lady in a nursing home, and when I knocked on her door, I hear, "Come in." Well, this is going to her, so I'm excited to say hello to her. She's friendly, she's sweet, but she just wants her damn chicken, and she wants it fast, so. Fuck, I would have done that too if it were going on. All right, I got the chicken dropped off. I guess I had some good karma because I was able to pull up right in front of that place. And for the first time ever, they had a parking spot for me. So that was super cool. The first time she had me come into her room, I was like really trepidatious about it. And like, I don't like going into people's homes. And the only reason I did it was because, you know, I'm in an elderly center and felt pretty confident that nothing was going to happen. So, at this point, it's like the third or fourth time I've been to her this week, or within the last week, and I'm getting to the point where I just look forward to seeing her. She's a really sweet old lady. All right, it's about 3 o'clock. Next hour or so is gonna probably be pretty dead, so I'm gonna head towards Barclay Village anyway and just see if I can catch some really late lunch orders, or I guess, depending on how you wanna look at it, some really early dinner orders. All right, I just got my next order. KFC again, 6.1 miles, $9.50 on Uber. I'll be there in just a few minutes, and I will check in when I get it dropped off. 5 Petco orders, going 55 miles for $35.40. No, not doing it. All right, I got the chicken delivered. I will check in soon with my next order. All right, so I'm sure you can tell it is a little later now. I did stop off at home and got myself a little something to eat. Now I am on my way to a really nice little Mexican place. The order is for $16.25. It's going 9.8 miles, and I should be there here in about 5 minutes. All right, I got my their Mexican food picked up. Sorry about the bumping. This is actually a cobblestone street, so they definitely kept this area historic. A driver walked in behind me and started chatting me up, and she told me it was her second DoorDash order ever. So I was like, oh man, do I try to plug my YouTube channel here, or do I just like shut up and leave it alone? So I decided against saying anything, but I wished her luck, and good to know that they're still hiring drivers in my market. Been a little slow lately, don't you think, DoorDash? All right, that jalapenos order has been dropped off. I am really close to the mall, so I think, against my better judgment, I'm just gonna go wait there. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening, so I should be able to get a couple more orders before it dies down. All right, the next one goes to Grubhub. It is $16.97, going 4.4 miles for 16 or whatever bucks, 16, 17 bucks. I'm gonna suck it up and do it. And I hope that it is on Beans. If you don't know what Beans is, it's like a GPS app, but for apartments. It will take you directly to their building, and in some cases, directly to their front door. If you're not using it, check it out. It's really, really helpful. All right, so they told me it's going to be about 7 or 8 minutes. The place is right there, Five Guys, and then there's a gas station right here. I need a few bucks, so I'm going to do that and be back before it's even done. All right, I got the Five Guys order picked up. It is going 3.9 miles. It'll take me 8 minutes to get there. And the best part of it is the apartment complex is on Beans. So that will take me straight to their front door. I will check back in when I get that dropped off. All right, I got the Five Guys delivered, and it turns out it was not going to the complex I thought it was. It was going to the one right next door. Although, Beans still took me straight to that guy's front door. So, Beans for the win. All right, my next order is Hawaii barbecue. It is $6.75, and it's going 2.2 miles. It's gonna take me about 15 more seconds to get to Hawaii barbecue. It's like seriously just right out of the parking lot of that apartment complex. So I will check back in after that is delivered. All right, I just got that order dropped off, and it had a hidden tip. It was actually $7.75, so that was cool. I'm gonna head back towards Barkley Village and see what else they have in store for me. All right, since we spoke last, I got a Uber for Hawaii barbecue. It went 2.5 miles and it was $8.46. I have picked that up and delivered it. I was actually on the phone when I got it, which is why I didn't say anything about it before. That's gonna do it for me for tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and head home, and I'll catch you guys with the totals when I get there. All right, I am home now. I did a total of 2 Ubers, totaling $17.96, with an average of $8.98 each. I did 4 DoorDash orders, totaling $42, which worked out to be $10.50 each, so not bad for DoorDash. I did 4 Grubhubs, totaling $54.02, which made for an average of $13.50 each. I made a total of $113.98 between 10 orders, and overall between those 10 orders, I averaged $11.39. I drove a total of 46.28 miles, which worked out to be $2.46 a mile, so that was really good. I worked a total of 6.5 hours when you factor in stopping for coffee and putting gas in the car, and about the hour-long lunch break I took. I made a total of $17.53 an hour, which initially I was kind of disappointed about until I remembered that I don't have a nagging fucking boss breathing down my neck all day. That's going to do it for the video. If you guys haven't yet, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.